Hello everyone, my name is Emmanuel Stefan Rambono, and today I will present my analysis of religion and politics in Indonesia, specifically focusing on the ideology platforms and voter bases on major Indonesian religious political parties. This topic is important because Indonesia is not only the largest Muslim majority in country in the world, but also one of the most vibrant democracies in Southeast Asia. Religion plays a major role in shaping political identity, voting behavior, and party competition. Through this presentation, I will explain how religious parties operate, what ideologies they promote, and who actually votes for them. To start, we need to understand the relationship between religion and politics. In politics science, religion is understood as a system of belief and moral values that influence people's behavior. Politics, on the other hand, refers to how power is distributed and how decisions are made within society. In Indonesia, the interaction between religion and politics strongly shaped by the state ideology, Pancasila. Pancasila allows religious values to influence political behavior but prevents the formation of a theocratic state. This means that parties can be religiously inspired, but they cannot replace democracy with religious law. As a result, religious political parties in Indonesia must frame their agendas with a democratic pluralistic content. A religious political party is a political party whose ideology, symbols, policy platform, and voter mobilization strategies are grounded in religious values. In Indonesia, most religious parties are Islamic-based because around 87% of the population is Muslim. However, Islamic parties themselves differ widely, from traditionalists to modernists. The Islamic orientation are these variants shape how they compare and who supports them. In this video, I will focus on three major religious parties that constantly appear in election and hold significant influence in Indonesian politics. Number 1, Partai Kebangkitan Bangsa or PKB. Number 2, Partai Persatuan Pembangunan or PPP, and number 3, Partai Keadilan Sejahtera or PKS. Each of these parties has distinct ideologies, platform, and voter bases. And now, we're gonna move to PKB. PKB was founded by leaders of Nahdlatul Ulama and it's widely recognized as the party representing Islam Nusantara, a culturally rooted, moderate, and tolerant expression of Islam. Ideologically, PKB promotes Islamic modernization, pluralism, democracy, and social justice with end-use influence shaping much of its political orientation and policy priorities. Its platform emphasizes strengthening pesantren-based education, advancing village development, empowering local communities, preserving traditional Islamic culture, and supporting welfare programs for farmers, fishermen, and rural populations. As a result, PKB's voter base is dominated by NU members, rural communities in East and Central Java, and traditional pesantren networks. The party's consistent electoral performance in these regions demonstrates how religious identity and cultural network strongly shape voting behavior. And we have PPP. PPP is one of Indonesia's oldest Islamic parties, originally formed during the New Order through the government-mandated merger of several Islamic organizations. Ideologically, PPP represents a blend of Islamic conservatism, moral governance, and the protection of Islam interests, while still maintaining a formal commitment to Pancasila. Its platform focuses on strengthening Islamic schools and religious institutions, promoting conference, family-oriented values, expanding welfare programs for lower-income groups, and maintaining harmony between religion and the state. PPP's voter base typically includes conservative Muslim older generation who are familiar with the party's historical role, and communities in West Java, Banten, and parts of Sumatra. Although its electoral strength has declined in recent elections, PPP remains symbolically significant as a historic pillar of Islamic politics in Indonesia. And then the last but not least, we have PKS. PKS is often characterized as an Islamic party with a modern discipline and highly organized political structure. Emerging from the Tarbiyah movement, PKS places strong emphasis on Islamic education, moral discipline, and activist engagement. Its ideological orientation includes Islamist anti-corruption, moral reform, social conversations, and a structured cadre-based system. PKS policy platform prioritizes anti-corruption, initiative, transparency, and good governance. The strengthening of Islamic moral values, social welfare programs, and international Islamic solidarity. Particularly strong support for Palestine. The party's voter base largely consists of the urban Muslim middle class, highly educated young adults, university-based religious study groups, and communities in urban centers such as Jakarta, West Java, and Depok. PKS supporters are known for being politically active, disciplined, and ideologically committed, which contributes to the party's strong presence in urban electoral conventions. Religious identity plays a major role in Indonesian voting patterns, and followers generally vote for PKB because the party aligns with their cultural religious identity. Conservative urban Muslims often choose PKS due to its reputation for discipline and anti-corruption. And then the last, older conservative communities or traditional Islamic networks may choose PPP. At the same time, voters do not always choose religious party. Many Muslims still vote nationalist parties because Indonesia politics remains pluralistic. The balance between religious identity and national identity is what makes Indonesian democracy unique. To conclude, religious political parties significantly shape Indonesian political landscape. PKB, PPP, and PKS each represent different streams of Indonesian Islam, traditionalist, conservative, and Islamist. Their ideologies and voter bases reflect the diversity of Indonesian Muslim society. Understanding these parties helps us understand how religion continues to influence political identity, electoral behavior, and policy making in Indonesia. And that's it for me. Thank you for watching, and bye.